Hello everybody, this is PK Frames back again for another video. Today we're going to be playing the Stanley Parable. I just want to apologize, I haven't been uploading a lot of gaming videos, but I have a solid reason for that. I have been waiting for all my parts to come in for my new PC and my new microphone, which I'm using right now. I do hope it's good, but yeah. But right now we're going to be playing the Stanley Parable. If you like to see this happen again, like and subscribe and turn on post notifications. I'm going to try and be doing daily uploads properly. If I don't do it properly, then I'm sorry. Let's begin. Why does it say the end is never? The end is loading never. Oh,
this is the story of a man named Stanley.
Interesting.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-wrenching, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
What the? Whoa. What am I doing? Step. What's happening?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Weird.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
This is scary. Alright. Just gonna turn every single computer I see off. This is very strange.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors,
Oh, no.
he entered the door on his left.
What's my left and what's my right? This should be the left door.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
For 50.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nah. Let's just go this way.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Wow.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing in your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been... What? Really?
Yes.
I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why,
Yeah.
I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important.
What door?
Stanley walked through the red door.
What's our... That's the blue door. This is the red door.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
That's the red door.
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
This is the red door, man. You don't...
All right,
You
fine,
don't
go
know
ahead,
your
Stanley.
colors.
You
Oh
want to
my
know so
God.
badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken
What do I
rooms,
look
exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted?
Yeah.
Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
I'm gonna go this way.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here. Aha! You see,
Yeah, there
I
you go,
knew I
5
was onto
stars.
something. Where do these flashes of inspiration come from? How did I know the game needed a third door? Well, it's instinct mostly. A
No, it's
calling in
because
your
of
gut.
me.
I really couldn't say where the idea came from, except that I felt it in my soul.
If I could jump, I wouldn't
You
jump
can't
off
teach
of,
that,
I wouldn't
Stanley.
jump over,
Don't
over
even
the
try.
rails. Bro,
Here,
these are
based on the data
some
from
real
your previous
textures. Oh my
playthrough,
God.
I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
You're right. The Stanley Parable Worldwide Leaderboard. I'm gonna go this way. Good old nail skin. Again, where am I? Skip the intro sequence. This is you. Ow! That hurts. That hurts. How long does it take you to act? Let's go to the right door.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
5
Hey,
stars.
I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect.
No.
Let me boot it up.
I don't want to. No.
In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You
Yeah,
click the button
that's
to move him back to
danger.
the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience. You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to
No, I want the Minecraft minigame.
I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Yes,
Well, Stanley, is this any better? At last, the one thing you've always desired. A game I had absolutely nothing to do with.
You suck.
But is it enough? Tell me that, Stanley. Will it ever be enough? Well, I'll say this. I'm done making things for you. From now on, I will only create to fulfill a greater artistic purpose. Watch this, Stanley. I'm going to build a house. This will go here. No, here. And then... Let's see, what does it need? Yes, of course. And just to finish it all off, yes, it's complete.
It's beautiful.
I made this, Stanley. Look at it. Gaze upon my work of art and feel ashamed at your own inadequacy. But you've only seen it from the outside. You've only gotten half the experience. Please, step inside and make yourself comfortable. Isn't it grand? Isn't it perfect? It could only be better.
I'm having tons of fun.
That's it. We must rebuild it out of diamond. Diamond everything. Yes. Come along, Stanley. We have to go mining.
No, I like this house. I'm gonna stay here. Okay, I want diamonds. Let's go mine for some diamonds.
Oh my, it looks like it's going to get a bit dark. Have you brought a light?
What's a light?
Oh, no. This is far more open-ended than I had in mind. I'm looking for something more narrow and linear. Something that makes you feel utterly irrelevant. This won't do at all. 1 out of 5. Even the diamonds couldn't save this one. Okay, new game.
Oh, new game. I wonder what game.
Yes! I don't even know what this game is, but I love it. You, trapped in a glass box with no way out, listening to me talk. Oh, it's inspired. I couldn't have done it any better myself. What is this game even supposed to be? I can't figure it out. Okay, now I'm curious. Let's go find out what the hell this is.
No, my radio. Give me my radio. I want to take it with me. Okay, I'm taking my radio. I love this radio.
Oh, it's a puzzle. Critical thinking, Stanley. Your forte. Genius. No, actually, you know what? I think that's plenty. I really don't care much to see you stumble through any more of these games.
I still my radio. Let's go. Also, I'm scared now. Narrator, whatever your name is, help me. Please. I'm scared. Ah! Where am I going? Where am I? Light. I don't know if I'm supposed to go towards the light. Computer. Okay, we'll go back to the light. I don't like this.
I wonder what he found.
What?
If what he wanted was to be the
God.
leading man in his
Oh
own
my God,
story,
that was
well, perhaps
scary.
he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now.
That was scary.
I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
What? Oh, we're loading? Okay, cool. What the? Wait, why am I back here?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
It's not right. Why the papers on the ground? Why is that door open? Where does this input go to? Input receive.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Yeah, I did, because I want to go to my favorite spot.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
No, I love the broom closet. It's my favorite place. My broom closet.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Downstairs. Nope, we're going upstairs. I'm going upstairs. I don't feel safe. I'm gonna go over there. Let's go to my boss's office. I just wonder what the executive bathroom looked like.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him, and so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Let's do it backwards.
Stanley simply began entering random codes into the keypad, knowing full well the sheer statistical unlikelihood that this would ever result in a correct combination. If he
But it
knew that the
will.
combo was 2845, it would be another story entirely. But no, this is what he was going 2845.
Nah. No. One, two, three, four.
Forgot, but it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself, and Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
I'm still gonna play with this thing, it's awesome. Oh. I love pushing the button, it's funny. 0, 2, 4, 6. Pushing buttons is fun. Bam. Nah. Okay, fine. I don't want to push the button, I want to go back. Well, I have no choice now. Okay, we're loading in now. That's cool. That's cool.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job.
Why am I
did
here?
he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
It's dead.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Mind control. Yeah, that's totally not escape. Escape. I need to escape this place.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
I don't want to die. It's time to go back. This
But
way.
of course, Stanley thought better of it and realized he simply had too much to live for. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed.
Fire.
Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Did these guys get paid?
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
No.
No. He refused to believe it.
No,
He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never.
So weird,
It was
though.
unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life.
Yeah.
For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Okay. Turn off. What are we gonna do? Which button do I press? Am I free? What happened?
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
Was it? I want it to be.
Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine. Unshackled himself
I
from
think
someone
already?
else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold?
Freedom.
But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
But wait, what? Did I? What? Why?
A soft wind blew outside and perhaps rain started, and if it did, it stopped shortly after. Stanley hoped that he would one day see weather.
I did thought. What? Why am I here? What? Bro, I feel like this is gonna be like a full 1 hour episode.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
It's broom closet time.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his... Oh, no. Oh, no, 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 no,
yeah.
not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
Okay, I'm done.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Downstairs time.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Whoa.
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up.
What?
How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life.
What?
Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal.
No.
I am normal.
No.
Everything will be fine.
No.
I am okay.
No. What? Wait.
Stanley began screaming. Please,
No.
someone wake me up. My name is
No.
Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black. This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
What?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk.
Dead?
And although she would soon turn to go call
dead?
an ambulance, for just
Stanley's
a few
dead?
brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane.
Ouch.
I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would
What's
affect
really
her
happening
career,
exciting
and by
music?
extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Yes. What the? I'm stuck. I've trapped myself in the room somehow. I can't get out. Oh no. You have to restart the game. Let me out, please. Time is ticking. That's weird. Oh, please. Alright. You know what? I'm gonna end today's episode. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and turn on post notifications. I hope you enjoyed the gaming content. Again, more videos coming soon, hopefully. Maybe some music every once in a while, but mostly gaming. I'll see you later. Goodbye.